Welcome back, students. Today I am going to show you how to use Microsoft Access for database management. So if you have Microsoft Access on your computer, you can go to Start menu, and from there you can go to Microsoft Office, and you can select Access 2016. Actually, I am having 2016, so you can select it from here. So if you are using it frequently, you can pin it to the start menu, or you can pin it to the taskbar. Here I have done it so far here, or else you can put it on the desktop as a shortcut. Here I'm going to click on this and I'm opening it. Now once you have opened it, you can see what I have recently used on the left hand side, and here you can see the blank desktop database. At this level, we are going to use this blank desktop database. So once you select it, you can click on it, and you will get a window like this. Not like the other softwares. First of all, you have to save this and go. Actually, this database name which we are giving, it's sort of a container. Here we are putting various objects to this container. We'll see it later, but here what I have to do, I have to put a file name. So I'm going to put it as student main, since I am going to create yeah, we will say a student details or student information. Since I am going to do it for the school, you should remember that normally when we are doing database management things, we are not keeping spaces. So I'm just putting um, underscore in between student information. So one thing I can do is I can use capitals, like after student the information I can use capital, so automatically there will be a difference. So like that also I can put, but normally we are not keeping spaces. Okay, and here you can see the browser button. You can browse it, and you can find a place to save this. So I'm just going to save it on the desktop. So once you have selected, now you can see it's in Kushanta documents, but once you have selected it to desktop, here it says it's desktop. So likewise, the place, the path will given here. Now I have to say create. We are creating databases. We are creating a place to save the objects in a database, right? So here you can see the database is having several objects. You can see the tables, that is the main object here. Without a table there's no database. At least one table should be there. Once we have tables, we can do various queries to find various particular informations. Like think you put student details here in one table, you put student main details. In the other table you can put the student marks, and the other table you can put student payments, and the class details in another table. So likewise you can put several tables. So once you put several tables from a single table, or using several tables, by connecting those tables, actually we can get some details out of those tables according to our criteria. So again I am telling, we can use one table and we can query to get the relevant information, or else you can use several tables in a database. Actually we are giving, when we are having several tables there, we are giving some sort of relationship for those tables. So because of that relationship, we can use those several tables, and you can query, or you can create a query to find particular information out of those tables. Another one is forms. Another object in this database is forms. where we are using to input data to the database. So we'll see how we are doing these things. It's something similar to the normal forms you are filling. Now if you think like the student comes to the school and they have to give their details, so they are filling the form, so that particular form we can create here. So we can make it available online so the students can apply from home when they are applying to the school. So likewise there are forms to enter data to this database. Then reports are something which whatever we are using there, the table details, informations from tables or information what we are taking from queries, we can output, we can take output it as a report. So those are the main objectives in a database. You can see tables, queries, forms and reports. So first of all we have to create a table to have our details, to input the main details. So you can see automatically it has created a table. What I'm going to do, I'm going to change this table with the design mode. Now I'll show you there's something called create on this menus. So when we go to the create menu ribbon, here you can see there's something called table. So you can create a table from here, or you can create table with table design mode, or you can create a query, or you can use the query, you can create query in query design mode, you can create forms, form design mode, you can use report design or blank report, or report you can create out of a particular table. So those kind of things are there. So here what we are going to do now, actually one of the tables has opened because I told you there's no database if there's no table. So the first table has been opened for us. So what I'm going to do, I will go to home and I'm going to design mode. Here you can see this symbol shows the design mode. So if you want, now you might think, do we have to go to design mode if you want to create a table? No, think you have a set of data. Now you are going to create a table for a particular database for a particular company, and they have given you the data. Okay, there will be several books. Okay, we'll say 5 categories are there. So first of all you have to go through it and you have to design the database. You have to think how you are going to do that. So think you have the books, one of the books are there that contains the main details. So you have to input the whole book, the whole thing into one table. So you can take that book and you can keep it and you can just go through it and you can enter the data whatever on the book, you can just enter it here. So when you are entering the table here, the database, Microsoft Access database, it automatically select the data type according to your typing. It select the data type and the field length, those kind of things it automatically takes. But here we are going to create, now as beginners we are going to create a new table, new database without any reports, without any recordings. We don't have particular books or anything with data. We are going to start a new database. So here I'm going to this design view. You can see it almost have 2 columns, and you should know when we consider about tables in databases, we call these columns as fields. We name these columns as fields. So when we take all the columns which is relevant to one particular entity, then we call that a record. Okay, now these columns we name them as fields. So according, okay, we'll take the student, then student, there will be a admission number, student name, and the date of birth, the date entered to the school, and the contact number, guardian or parent, and the address. Those kind of fields are there for that particular student. So when we enter one student with those details, we call that student detail as a record, one record for that particular student. That's the record. So likewise there will be, we are adding records to the tables, but first of all we are going to design this table. So I am going to design view. Since we have opened this table, we have to save it and go. Now I am going to change this as student main. Since I am going to put student main details here, so I am going to change it as student main. So here we have to design the table. Because we are designing the table, the fields are here and we have to select the data type. When we consider the databases, we have particular data types for the data we are entering. So by selecting the correct data, it's easy to manipulate the database. Now here you can see a key is there and ID is there. So I'm going to delete this row. I'll tell what is this and how we are going to put that later. So here it's asking, do you really want to delete? Yes, I'm deleting it. Now here you can see there's nothing, so I'm doing the student main here. So first of all I'll put admission number. Remember that the spaces are not allowed. Okay, then data types. You can see data types are here: the short text, long text, a number, date and time, and currency, auto number, yes, no, only object, hyperlink, attachment, calculated, lookup, wizard. So here the short text means you can put 200 up to 255 characters. If you select short text here for admission number, you can type up to 255 characters for that admission number, which means the length of that number will be 255 characters. Characters means it could be numbers or it could be letters. So you can put admission number, for admission number, the data type short text, because you might have seen in some places for admission numbers or the employee numbers, they are giving a letter. You can say S0001 or E001, student number 0001, like that. They sometimes they will give it with the number. So if you are going with the, sorry, with the letter, so if you are going with a letter, then definitely you have to go for the short text. So once you have selected the short text, here you can see the field properties. You have to change the field properties. Now when we consider about admission number, if we take 6, field size as 6, which means you can have 0000001 as the first one, or if we are using a number, a letter is 00001. So it will goes up to 99999. which means 99, 100, 999. So that is there. So that much of we can add as students, that number of students we can add if we use this. So sometimes you may think this is too much, but doesn't matter. It depends on the number of employees or the number of students they will have a particular year likewise. So here you have to first consider that. And if you are just going to keep it as 255, it's waste of storage actually. Now here you can see it's 6, so 249 characters. If you just keep that 255, the other 249 characters will always save with these records if you just keep it as it is, so the storage will waste. So to avoid that, we have to change this field size from here. Then the next one is, I'm going to put it as the name. Again, here I'm just putting it as the name. You can put it as first name, middle name, last name. So that is how we put it for databases. So I'm going to put it as first name, middle name. And if you consider it, in our country we are using something called gay name, so that also you can put, if you most of the students will have that. So if you want to get the all details of the student, then you have to have that part also. Middle name, again the short text. When we are taking the short text, you have to decide the length, okay, the field size. Excuse me. Now here you have to just find the lengthiest name. We'll say 10 characters is enough. Then the middle name, I'm again going to put it as 10 characters. Then the last name or the surname, so again this I'm going to put as we'll take it as 15. Sometimes there are lengthier surnames. So then we can add the other things. Now before going to that, I'll just show you that if you want to know about these data types, you can just go to internet and just type. Here I have just typed and search for data types for Access desktop databases. That's what we have used. Now here you can see they have given the short text, alphanumerical data. Actually I am in the Microsoft site, so Microsoft, under Microsoft we are getting these access details. So it says alphanumerical data, which means and then characters, which means the numbers and the letters, alphanumerics. Then long text is a large amount of alphanumeric data. If you have something like that, extracurricular activities or educational qualifications, some of the students, some of the employees are having so many qualifications. So we may not enough it may not enough if we use the short text, because it can use up to 255 characters. So if you have more than that, if you think that you may get, sometimes the students, some of the students, they are doing various athletics, various running events they are going. So many events they are following, and they have got so many extracurricular or co-curricular qualifications. So those things, to enter those kind of things, we can use long text. And then the numbers, you can see number, numerical data, large numbers are there you can enter, and then date and time for dates and times, um, and currency, auto number, yes, no. So here they have given some example, actually some description about this. So you can just go through it and see how those things, actually you can search through net if what I'm explaining is not enough. If you want to know more about it, you can go to Google browser and you can search for it. Now here I'm going for the next one, last name, then I'm going to put date of birth. Normally we put it as DOB. So it should be date and time, and then the date entered to the school. Okay, date entered, that also should be there. Again it will be date and time. Now when we select date and time, we can change the format from here. General date automatically comes. This is how the general date comes, but we don't need the time, so we'll go for the short date. Okay, the short date, here also I'm going to select the format as short date, and I'm going to enter the contact number. Before that I'm going to enter sex, whether the male female. So here I can put for male female I can put short text, and I can say okay, one character. For female I can put F, for male I can put male. So here I'm giving just a small description here. Now think I'm a database management person who is doing the database managing, a database management person. So I have to do so many databases. In a way I'm doing this and that, and all the databases I have to maintain if I am in the developing side. So then I should be able to identify the things. Once I go inside the database, I should know, okay, this I have done for this and this I have done for that. It should be included, otherwise I can't keep everything in mind. So kind of help here they have given the description. It's optional, but if you are doing purposely some things, now if you want to keep in mind what you have done, why you have done this, what you have given here, then you can put it as like this in the description. Okay, another one is sometimes you may be able to use this yes no. So yes no, if you use yes no, you will get a tick box, or the check box we call, where you have to put a tick mark, or you can keep it blank. So here you have to decide which should be the tick mark and which should be not be the blank one. You have to keep a remark on the description area. And here I'm going to put the next one as the contact number. Now even though this is a number, I'm not going to put it as a number because it's not a calculating thing. So I'm just going to keep it as short text. Again the phone number will be, or else I can keep it as a number, but normally I'm not using it for calculation, so I don't have to use it as a number. So there's 10 digits for the contact number, but if you are using 94 plus 94 like that, then there will be another 2, so I will keep it as 12. And if you are putting hyphen, then you need more, but I'm just putting 12 here. Then another one is the parent or guardian name. So again I can say short text, but here I have to give we'll say about 50. Yes. Then the next one should be the NID number, NIC number, national identity card number of the parent. So here again I have to use short text because it comes with the older ones comes with a letter. So it will be 10 alphanumerical characters, but new one is 12, so I have to put 12 characters, 12 as the field size. So here I have created the main table for the student details, so I can put the primary key here. I'm going to put the primary key here as the admission number. Now what is the primary key? You should know about primary keys. When we are using the tables, you should know about primary keys. Now when we consider about a table, you can see these details. When we consider about these details, the first name, the same name might appear, middle name, the same name is there, last name, the same name is there, date of birth, again it's not a unique one, date entered, it won't unique one, sex, contact number, parent guardian name might be the same times if there's two students or twins from one family. So NIC number is, that is parent NIC number. Again, if there are two students from one family, then again this will be duplicate. So there should be a unique number for each and every table. To identify records, there should be a unique detail where we can find the record uniquely by using that detail. Now here you can see the admission number. We are not giving it to any other student. Now since we are discussing a student database here, admission number we are not giving it to anyone else. Only for particular student we are giving that admission number. So it's a unique thing. So if you want to identify a student uniquely, you can use the admission number. For this particular table, the unique field is admission number. So the unique field, we call it as primary key. When we take a table, the field which we can use to identify records uniquely, we call it a primary key. Actually we have to keep it as the primary key. So we have created the table here, we have designed the table actually. Now I'm just saving it because we have already given the name, and I will go to data sheet view. Okay, data sheet view I can go. Here you can see the data sheet view is there. So I have these details, I have to enter these details. Okay, so one by one I can add the records for that particular students details. If there are 10 students, then I have to add all the 10 student details. So likewise this table can be filled. So I am going to show you another table, how to do another table. We'll okay, I think this is enough for you. I think you got the idea how to design a table. You have to select the object from here, the table, and then you have to go to design view or create table design, and then you have to create or design the table. Once you are designing the table, you have to put the field name, and then you have to select the data types, and then you can create the table. Once you create the table, you have to fill up the you have to fill it up with the details. So I will send you an exercise to your Google Classroom. There will be exercise sheet in Google Classroom. So go to Google Classroom, your account, and get that exercise sheet and create a database and create the tables accordingly. So once you have done it, do it within this week. So next week we'll see how to create the queries, how to connect those tables. You have to create, now I have shown you how to create the tables. So you have to create the tables, you have to enter the data. Once you have done it, we'll see next week how to join these tables, how to give the relationships, and how we can query these tables. So there will be more than one exercise actually. I will put 2 or 3 database creations there, so practice it. And I will use this student database for the for future details. For future lessons I'm going to use this student database. So do it first and do the other tables, other databases. Okay, till we meet again, have a nice day.